Diddy's former employee details Wild Kings Night in new sexual assault lawsuit. Sean Diddy Combs is being sued by former employee Philip Pines, who is alleging that he participated in Wild King Nights with the disgraced music mogul. The lawsuit obtained by Variety on Monday, December 23rd, detailed the alleged Wild King Nights as evenings where Diddy, 55, would engage in a night of sex, drugs, alcohol with various guests. Pines alleged that on one occasion, Diddy pressured Pines into having sex with a female guest. The former employee alleged that he served as Diddy's personal lackey and claimed that he would be asked to obtain red lights, ice buckets, alcohol, marijuana joints, honey packs for male libido, male libido, baby oil, astroglide, towels, illegal drugs, and power bangers sex machines. Why did I hear the audio of Meek Mill in my head just now? Lord have mercy. Before the Wild King Nights, Diddy's team addressed the filing in a statement to U.S. Weekly on Tuesday, December 24th. No matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted or sex trafficked anyone. And the sky is purple. Man or woman, adult or minor, we live in a world where anyone can file a lawsuit for any reason. Fortunately, a fair and impartial judicial process exists to find the truth, and Mr. Combs is confident he will prevail in court. I'm glad he is. The complaint further claimed Pine would deep clean hotel rooms after the alleged Wild King Nights which could be previously planned or occur on a moment's notice came to an end. Pines worked for Diddy from December 2019 through December 2021. Parts of his duties included removing evidence of drugs, removing bodily stains like blood and urine from furniture and sheets, and packing away all items used. The suit alleged per Variety, Pines was told to make sure that the details about the alleged Wild King Nights did not go public and would leave hotel cleaning crews large tips. The former employee alleged that he would watch any incriminating videos from Diddy's personal devices and delete them, or else he would be fired. Pine sued Combs amid several cases against Diddy and days after he was accused of sexual assault by a woman named LaTroya Grayson, who claimed she was drugged and raped at the musician's white party in 2006. Grayson won a contest to attend the event where the alleged incident took place. Diddy's team denied the allegations in a statement of TMZ on Friday, December 20th. The rapper's legal team has continued to vehemently deny all allegations against him following Diddy's arrest on a barrage of charges in September. Diddy has pleaded not guilty, and his trial is set to begin May 2025, which that shit's going to get pushed back. They keep saying, I could only imagine people saying that Khaled and Rick Ross are worried about hearing this, as well as Meek Mill, about hearing about these Wild King Nights. I mean, from all of these allegations, I'm pretty sure majority of these celebrities nowadays have, been pissing and shitting their pants, going to bed. It's just a matter of time before the tapes actually start to leak. That is the part that I'm waiting for. He sounds scomed. Yes, most definitely. Her mom was her official counselor, and now he has ended up losing her license for breaking all ethics, and he is riding around not giving his apparent victim no real help. She hasn't progressed from victim. Oh, you're talking about Ali Carter. Okay, you're talking about Ali Carter there. I'm thinking of the time now which those machines came through UPS. The manager who was by was very interested. That's funny as hell. That is funny as hell. Yeah, power bang machines. Power bang machine. Man. I'm just, bruh. And I'm saying to myself, Diddy ain't using that for no females. Diddy can't be using that for no females. I don't see him doing that for females. Luke said the one who discovered DJ Khaled. Yeah, man, we went over that. We went over that. Diddy was the one that discovered DJ Khaled, and like I said, the timeline fit. The timeline fit from the time that he was just a nobody on the radio to all of a sudden he gets the look at the radio station the same time that Diddy comes to Miami. Around the same exact time that Diddy moved his ass to Miami, DJ Khaled got the position at the radio station to where he was able to do what the fuck he wanted to do all of a sudden. Then, just a few years later, we taking over one city at a time, all of a sudden, this big hit DJ Khaled, we taking over, right? So now I'm saying to myself, okay, there's something else there with that. And then we saw the video, of course, of Diddy fucking up saying, oh, this man can get you this man can get you that. You know what I'm saying? He can get you anything. What do you mean he can get us anything, Diddy? What's in the trunk? He getting caught talking about some, you know what I'm saying, trunk full, whole trunk full. What was in the trunk, Diddy? What was in the goddamn trunk? I can only imagine what Ross is probably thinking. I'm surprised Rick Ross hasn't just disappeared. I am so surprised he hasn't just disappeared completely. No, not even. Not even. Yeah, Khaled is a whole goddamn plug for Diddy. He's a whole goddamn plug for Diddy. Yeah, I remember that goddamn video with him too. Matter of fact, do I still got that? I should still have it. Yeah, where is that at? Where is it at? Wait a minute. No, see, I didn't read that part.
Hey, yo, check.
So, I never read the caption of this video. The caption of this video from Rolling Stone says, Diddy and DJ Khaled on having children meeting each other for the first time. I never paid attention to that. I've never paid attention to that.
Make sure you go to www.king.com.
Where is the other video at? I'm just making sure I got. Okay, that's the Audi one. Hold on, I'm trying to find. Trying to find the other video I had of him. Ah, here it is. This one. This one right here. Let's try to find this video here.
Call Puff Daddy. He said, Kevin, where you at?
Yeah, and when I'm in Miami, when I'm in Miami, I need anything, and I mean anything. We can't even discuss it. The things that this man is capable of bringing to you, but Miami, I need anything.
It's sold out. They told me this is sold out. I called Puff Daddy. He said, Kevin, where you at?
Yeah, and when I'm in Miami, And when I'm in Miami, I need anything. And I mean anything. We can't even discuss it.
You at?
Yeah. And when I'm in Miami, and when I'm in Miami, I need anything. And I mean anything. We can't even discuss it. The things that this man is capable of bringing to you. But believe me, he has Miami on lock.
I bet he does, Diddy. I bet he does.
Hey, yo, check this out. This is DJ Khaled.
What's up,
I'm sorry.
no, shit. I'm sorry. I don't want to
No,
interrupt
it's
you.
all love.
I'm Diddy though, y'all.
Yeah, but I'm Khaled too.
Khaled, but you also Billy.
And I'm Billy.
And I'm Love.
And I'm Father of Assad.
Father of Assad.
And you Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy.
And Sean Combs.
Yeah. And what is this?
First time.
The first time?
Ever.
This is the first time ever. Another one.
Another one. Who wanna go first?
Yeah, I don't know if we want to answer that though.
I mean, as a fan, I met Puff, Jack the Rapper, Street Team. I was Street Team. I'm still a fan, but I'm out. So he don't know who Khaled is, but I'm just hustling Street Team, and I don't think he realized that I used to be Street Team for Bad Boy. Then after that, in Miami, me and Puff met while I was on the radio. You know, when I'm breaking records, spinning records. Met him through a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, and we just became real brothers.
Yeah, I can't tell you about the first time I met him, the real truth. Yeah, I just can't speak on it, you know.
Yeah, some stories gotta be untold.
Yeah.
God is great.
God is great. That we don't have to live that way anymore.
Yeah, we blessed.
He came through.
Yeah.
Make sure you know he came through.
Yeah.
Trunk full.
Yeah.
Trunk was full. Everything.
Make sure you know he came through. Trunk was full. Trunk full. Look how worried Khaled is, even laughing at all.
It was all right.
We blessed.
We blessed. Like, he just tried to get off the topic so fast. Like, Diddy is such a damn snitch and informant, even on himself. And of course, your dumb ass is thinking that you have this much of power still, that you could say stupid shit like that and get away with it. But you pretty much just snitched on the fact that Khaled was your plug, allegedly, for a lot of things. Whether that be 2C, Quaaludes, whatever the hell you have, allegedly. But the trunk was full. The trunk full. Trunk full. Trunk full. Trunk hole full, right? That's the man said, right?
I met him, the real truth. Yeah, I just can't speak on it, you know.
Yeah, some stories gotta be untold.
Yeah.
God is great.
God is great. That we don't have to live that way anymore.
Yeah, we blessed.
He came through.
Yeah.
Make sure you know he came through.
Yeah.
Trunk full.
Yeah.
Trunk was full.
Now, again, I want to reiterate, okay? Watch this. Okay?
Hey, yo, check
show.
this out. This is DJ Khaled.
To show, I did not edit anything as far as the caption of this video. Okay? Read what the title says in this video. What does that say? I'll make it bigger. Diddy and DJ Khaled on having children meeting each other the first time. Now, I didn't title it that way. I don't know if they trying to say them just talking about them having children and then meeting each other for the first time, or they talking about just having children in general when they met each other the first time and they can't talk about it. I'm just saying. Change your perception. They boyfriends. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. You know who else agree with that?
Combs.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself
Yeah.
these days. Yeah, go ahead.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right?
Diddy, whatever you call himself
Yeah.
these days. Yeah, go ahead.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes. and I came back and I seen him for the race and won. But Diddy's and Ross, which they good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both Diddy and Ross and Khaled, they're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Got you. All right.
I seen the liquid cocaine, I've drank it myself, having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time. Alright, he calls it Gigi, but it's liquid cocaine.
All right.
I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared that I was gonna expose him.
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you. Help me understand you. I mean, who?
Now, see, he was trying to give you the sauce. He was trying to give you the sauce. Like, look, you need to arrest Diddy. Diddy is doing things he shouldn't be doing. Listen, Diddy, Khaled, and Ross are gay. You need to hear what I'm telling you. You need to hear this information. You need to know this. You need to know that they are selling drugs, allegedly. You need to know that they are trafficking drugs with a plane. You need to know that I was raped. Allegedly. You need to know all of these things, officer. I don't want to hear that. Tell me why the hell you shooting up Trump officers? Sir, I'm trying to tell you this all lines up together. I don't want to hear about Diddy. Tell me about why you shooting at us and Trump. Why you shooting at us in the damn Trump office? Why? He's trying to get his sauce. But no, he want to talk about, of course, the Trump National Hotel shooting. He didn't care that night for Diddy. He didn't care that night. I wish we could break down the Kim K Santa. We are gonna break down the Santa Baby tonight. We're gonna break that down, but not tonight. We're gonna break that down tomorrow afternoon when I get home from work. There's a couple people that are requesting that, and there's a couple people that I'll just say that. A couple people that's requesting it for tomorrow. But tomorrow we will be reviewing it and going over it. We will be breaking that one down in full on Twitch though. So Icon Vonnie, do you have me on Twitch? If you have me on Twitch TV, tune in tomorrow about 4-5 o'clock. I will be live again. So I will be accompanying y'all, some of y'all, during y'all Christmas dinners. Y'all could definitely listen in and tune in to that. And it will also be on the Patreon. It will also be on the Patreon. Yes, there was a lot of things in there. Crawling through a damn crack house. No. Yeah, it definitely looked like she was crawling through a crack house. And it was a lot of weird things going on. It was a lot of weird things going on in that video, but we're going to be breaking down every last bit of that video. It's pretty much another yummy. As I said before, that video is pretty much another yummy, but it already has 1 million views. It literally already has 1 million views as of today. So the indoctrination is happening, literally. The indoctrination is happening. We'll be doing that one on Twitch only tomorrow because that video is very protected. I could already see. That video is very protected, and I'm not trying to fall for that one and play the video here on YouTube. So we'll be watching that tomorrow. And like I said, I'll be having the full video breakdown on Patreon within a couple of hours after I do it. So, Diddy's not just at all white parties doing this. Apparently, he likes to do it at black parties too.
In yet another lawsuit against embattled rapper Sean Combs, a woman claims that she was lured into traveling to an exclusive Diddy party through a radio contest only to be assaulted and wake up in the hospital. We're going to break down this bombshell new lawsuit for you in the continuing Sean Combs legal saga.
I'm sorry to people like Dame Dash now. Why every time everybody just wake up in the goddamn hospital like, what the fuck you got in these bottles? What type of GHB you got in this shit? I'll maybe be using some still shots too, but at the same time, I would like to play the full video. I would like to play the full video because the music also plays a huge role in things. It's a reason why the music is played in the background. But anyway, Mr. Diddy, why in the world are you drugging people through this liquor? like I said, I'm getting like Dame Dash now. You had to put something in this goddamn Ciroc. And it's crazy how my manager, now I really get the joke that my manager was really trying to say. Now I get the joke of what my manager was trying to say. Because, man, that's crazy. Man, that's crazy. I used to like Cheetah Print. Until Diddy. B, what's going on? Going to watch the Kim K video and I'll be back. Yes, definitely. Tune in tomorrow. Definitely tune in for that tomorrow. Once again, Merry Christmas to everybody just coming up in here. Mr. Diddy, there's a joke about your Ciroc that said there was too much sugar in it. It's a very sugary drink. Now I get why they said that and made that joke. That there was a lot of sugar in Ciroc. It was a sweet ass drink. But now I see why. They were trying to say there's a lot of goddamn sugar in the tank of Ciroc.
Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Well, it's another day and another Sean Diddy Combs lawsuit to break down. And the first thing that I noticed about this lawsuit, which was filed, by the way, in federal court in New York, this is in the Southern District, this is the same jurisdiction where Combs is being prosecuted criminally for federal sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution charges. The first thing that I noticed about this lawsuit is that the plaintiff here identified herself. Yeah, so unlike many other lawsuits that Sean Combs has faced since he was first sued by his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura back in 20...
See, I like that now. Everybody speaking up said, no, goddamn it, ain't no Jane or John Doe, goddamn it, it's me. It's me. He great me, goddamn it.
23. Many of these people filed anonymously. In fact, the lawsuit that Jay-Z is facing right now in a joint lawsuit with Sean Combs, that is an anonymous Jane Doe. This lawsuit, this accuser here, has identified herself.
No, you ain't gonna just go past that. You ain't gonna go past that. God damn it. You talking about y'all got the nerve to report. They don't even know each other, Al Spirito, so they don't even know each other. This is a goddamn picture I ain't never seen before, these two together. These motherfuckers at a fashion show just laughing and joking. The sporting event, something damn near matching for love. No, don't know each other. Get the fuck out of here. Man.
Is facing right now in a joint lawsuit with Sean Combs. That is an anonymous Jane Doe. This lawsuit, this accuser here, has identified herself, and she has identified herself as LaTroya Grayson. Few things to note here. Number one, first of all, for her to come out publicly against Sean Combs, it's a big thing, right? It's a big thing, not easy to do. Second of all, I wonder again, as we've seen in other lawsuits where you have Jane and John Doe's trying to proceed anonymously in their cases against Sean Combs. This just could be another example. Well, here's another accuser who filed a lawsuit against Sean Combs, revealed her identity. You don't have enough grounds, you don't have enough reasoning for you to proceed anonymously. But also it seems to me, because you are seeing a number of those lawsuits where the courts have said that these Jane Does have to reveal their identities, she may have said, I'm just going to skip that step. If I'm going to sue Sean Combs, I'm going to identify myself. Okay, now let's talk about the lawsuit. When she filed this lawsuit against Sean Combs, she didn't just name him as a defendant. She also named Bad Boy Entertainment, Atlantic Records, Mike Savis, who is described as an employee of Atlantic, Delta Airlines, and
she said Delta Airlines, goddammit. All you motherfuckers get it.
Oklahoma radio station called K-Jams 105.3 FM, the Roger Smith Hotel in New York, and others. And I will explain how they are all put together in this complaint. Now, the first part of this complaint kind of sets the stage, the timeline. It talks about Cassandra Ventura's lawsuit, talks about how other lawsuits came out after she filed hers, all against Sean Combs, talks about his arrest, his denial of bond, and then it says this. Plaintiff now alleges she, too, is one of the many victims of defendants Combs and the other defendants named herein. Plaintiff can support her allegations and has suffered extreme emotional distress impacting nearly every aspect of plaintiff's life and personal relationships. Given all the brave individuals who have come forward against defendant Combs, plaintiff is also doing the same. So who is LaTroya Grayson? Well, apparently she is a resident of Oklahoma who says that when she was 23 years old back in 2006, she was assaulted. So according to her, back in 2006, that is when K-Jams, this radio station, began promoting a contest that was sponsored by Sean Combs, Bad Boy Entertainment, and Atlantic and Delta. And the contest offered a winner of an all-expenses-paid vacation for two to New York City to attend one of the infamous Diddy white parties. Sounds like a great thing, right? And Grayson explains that she and her sibling entered this contest and her sibling won. That included apparently round-trip airfare for the winner and a guest. Brought her along, a hotel room, 2 white party tickets, the whole shebang. But Grayson says this wasn't a typical white party. Rather, it turned out to be a promotional party. And also, she says it was really strange because the date was rescheduled without any kind of warning or explanation. And it was also changed from a white party to a black party. So, okay, so now you're seeing kind of difference in how it was being marketed to what the actual gift or prize was. Now, throughout this complaint are photographs, and one of the photographs is what purports to be a letter from Atlantic with instructions on how to attend the party, and also photographs of what appear to be the plane tickets. So Grayson says she and her sibling, they go to New York City, which, by the way, neither she nor her sibling had ever been to before. They check into the Roger Smith Hotel, and embedded in the complaint is what appears to be a copy of the invoice or cash deposit from the hotel as well. Again, further evidence to show that all of this happened. From there, she claims that she was picked up in this transportation van that was arranged by the man I mentioned before, Mike Savis from Atlantic. And by the way, from Delta to Roger Smith to Savis, you can see how all of these different defendants, their roles in what is allegedly about to happen. And aside from the heinous accusations in these Diddy lawsuits, as a lawyer, as a legal analyst, I gotta say, there is really impressive lawyering going on in these filings. And whenever I think of that, how could I not mention another great set of attorneys, our partner, our sponsor, Millie, start a claim. She was alone. Now, as further evidence that she had won this contest, took the trip, went to the party, embedded in this complaint are what appears to be photos that she took with celebrities at the party, including rappers Babs and Bone Crusher. And here is where everything takes a turn. I'm going to read directly from the complaint. Well, at the party, there was no bar for party.
See, I like that. She got pictures of herself at the damn party. Like, look, you can't say I wasn't here, goddammit.
Goers to get drinks. Instead, pre-made drinks were being circulated throughout the party by waitresses. After less than 2 pre-made drinks provided by the waitresses, plaintiff began to feel sick and tried to go to the restroom. By the way, this echoes what we have seen before with other allegations of Sean Combs. The allegation that he had sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl, by the way, back in 2000 at a VMA's after party. I believe in that complaint, it was that she had just taken a drink that was being offered and all of a sudden began to get sick. Moving on. The next memory plaintiff has is awaking at St. Vincent's Medical Center of New York. Photographs of the statement of account from that medical center and a hospital ID band, again, appear to be embedded in the complaint as well. It goes on. Plaintiff has no memory or no recollection on how she ended up at the hospital. When plaintiff regained consciousness at the hospital, she noticed her shirt was ripped, her underwear was missing, she was not wearing any shoes, and the money she had traveled with was stolen. The only money plaintiff had remaining was a $20 bill. Plaintiff was admitted to the St. Vincent's Hospital, treated, and released. And she explains that when she was released, she was a tourist. She had never been to New York City before. There were no smartphones, so she really couldn't figure out how to get back to her hotel. She claimed she had to hail a taxi and use the only money she had left, the $20 bill, to get her back. The complaint goes on. When plaintiff returned to her hotel, she called a friend and explained she was not sure what happened to her. But plaintiff believed she was drugged, assaulted, robbed, with no memory of how she arrived at the hospital, as her last memory was being at Diddy's black party. And then she claims she ends up flying back home. But then, this is where things take yet another turn. The complaint reads, the day after plaintiff returned home from New York, she received a call from a New York area code with an anonymous female caller. The anonymous female caller asked to speak to plaintiff. The anonymous female caller then threatened plaintiff, telling her that any attempts to pursue anything about plaintiff's assault would be futile because defendant Combs was a celebrity and that plaintiff would just be wasting her time. Plaintiff was confused and scared as she did not know what happened to her. Plaintiff, hearing from this anonymous female caller, was further jarring and traumatizing as plaintiff learned that not only was she viciously assaulted, leading to her waking up at the hospital, but that defendant Combs was involved, and plaintiff would be unable to seek justice for her injuries because of defendant Combs' celebrity status. And then it goes on to say for approximately a week after she had returned home, she felt this constant pain in her private area, and it's pain that she believed was from rough sexual intercourse. But again, she says she has no memory of engaging in intercourse with anyone. The complaint goes on to say, plaintiff did not seek medical treatment or otherwise report her assault to law enforcement because she was scared and confused. First, because she did not know exactly what happened to her. Second, because of the threat she received from the anonymous female caller of defendant Combs' involvement and it being a waste of time due to his celebrity status. And then she goes on to explain how as a result of what happened to her, she suffered from depression.
And see, that's the thing. 95% of these cases have the same beginning, middle, and end. That's why it doesn't even make sense for me to necessarily read the case, because they all have the same exact storyline. You went thinking that you was going to be, now see, in this particular storyline, not necessarily the same as far as her going to try to further her career in some type of way, right? This one was your friend won the event and you decided to tag along type of shit. And same middle happens, of course, where you are then eyed by Diddy, you are then targeted, you are then drugged, you are then assaulted, you wake up and don't remember what the fuck happened to you. You just know the last person that you saw before you passed out. And you know exactly what happened to you before you passed out. So, again, doesn't make sense to me to read the case in detail and all that. We don't have to do no private eye investigation on this. This one is cookie cut clean. She went to the party. She was targeted while she was intoxicated. Got even more intoxicated and drugged and got raped, allegedly. Woke up in the hospital. And remembers majority of what happened before she passed out, in which we now have this lawsuit in which she remembers everything happening. So again, you have to remember, so a lot of these cases are, especially with someone like LaToya Grayson coming out right now, this is mainly because, like I said, Diddy is arrested right now. He's behind bars. A lot of these people feel very brave right now because they are victims. So they feel brave enough to bring the truth to the forefront and let everyone know what is going on right now. Or should I say what has happened back then. The fact that Diddy, of course, is, in custody right now plays a huge part in why these victims are this confident. If it was not for the fact that he wasn't behind bars, they would not be this confident to tell things in detail the way they are, as well as sue the other names. See, that's the other thing you have to pay attention to. Like the Mike Sabanes guy that she's suing as well. That's part of Atlantic Records. See, now these record labels are starting to get involved in these cases. Lucian Grange still, stands as a defendant in Rodney Jones' case. Now, the only thing that's going to, of course, fuck up with this Rodney Jones case is if he doesn't have enough financial support for the lawyers when it comes time for the actual trial. that's going to be the part that's going to be a little bit more difficult and complex, I would think, for Rodney Jones. It's expressing the way he's been, telling things. He's not able to necessarily work. He's not necessarily able to even go outside because he has so many of these people that are protective of Diddy and looking to harm him and remove him before this case actually happens. The man is scared to even go grocery shopping, I'm sure. Hell, he's scared to even open his groceries and something doesn't pop out like a jack-in-the-box and blow him up. This is the type of thing that, you are scared of. That's why I said LaToya Grayson is, being very brave by even, showing her face and letting you know exactly who she is and letting you know exactly what happened back in the day. This is, like I said, one of those things where you just have to take it with a grain of salt to know that they are doing this based on the fact that he is behind those jail bars. But that doesn't mean that there are other people out there that unfortunately are still in great support of Diddy, and not necessarily, your everyday law-abiding citizen. We're talking about people that he's had on the payroll for years that no longer are getting that money on the payroll every month because that man is behind bars and unable to access his money. There are people like that you have to pay attention to. People that he used to financially employ literally for a month at a time, a large sum of money, and because that large sum of money is now gone, they can't take care of the expenses, and that is partly because you guys decided to speak up on the person that was paying me. So again, these people are very much in fear for their life. Even when they're putting out these types of information, they're not just saying that just to say, oh, Diddy raped me, allegedly. They're not just doing it just to say that and get a quick buck. No. This is more an act of bravery to a good amount of these victims to speak up and say that something happened to me. Now, granted, we've had some of our, bad apples in the bunch that have spoiled things and ruined it a little bit. But at the same time, there's a good enough amount of people that still are victims and legitimate victims telling the truth that will come to the forefront. And of course, we hope that they get their justice at the end of the day.
Anxiety. She has felt shame. She felt betrayed by all those who facilitated her attending this party. And as a result, she says, she hasn't been able to keep a job or be a productive member of society, that she's experienced intimacy issues. This is a harm component that's important in these kinds of lawsuits. What did you suffer? It's important for a damages analysis. And she says the reason that she filed this lawsuit now, so many years later, is because Sean Combs is currently locked up in the Metropolitan Detention Center with no bond, that she finally feels safe to come forward. Okay, before we move forward, I have a few thoughts on this. First of all, from a legal point of view, the weaknesses in this case, in this claim, are that she doesn't remember anything. That includes not only the alleged assault or what exactly happened to her, but even her meeting or having any interaction with Sean Combs.
And that's the part that fucks up everything. This is where, like I said, I didn't feel a need to read the case because it has the same beginning, middle, and ending. That is the biggest part that fucks up this entire case. You ain't even mentioned the part where you met this nigga. You just knew that he was at the goddamn party and you knew that someone sexually assaulted your ass. You ain't have no goddamn description of what he did like the other victims or none of that. You just knew you woke up in the goddamn hospital from a Diddy party.
She is basing this off what someone else allegedly told her. Her hospital visit, the pain she felt, yes, that's important. But can you tie it back to Sean Combs? There is clearly, evidence based on her account, her hospital visit, the pain she felt. You could say that is evidence of sexual assault for sure. But again, can she prove that it was directly tied back to Combs, that he did this? And look, of course, episodes like this are very common in assault cases where the victim or alleged victims, they don't remember anything, particularly if they'd been drugged. But in a court of law, that could be an issue. Now, on the other hand, if she is being portrayed as someone who is just making this up to go after Sean Combs, that this is another payday, couldn't she have made up details that were more helpful to her case, that were more beneficial?
Norma Dominguez, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve. Well, I can't even say Merry Christmas Eve anymore. It's Merry Christmas. How you doing? Best wishes to you as well. Best wishes to you and your family as well. Merry Christmas to everybody once again to being up in here. I know it's 2 o'clock in the morning to some people. It's only 1 o'clock on my clock right now. But again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody that's up right now and, you know, putting their gifts together still and getting their last minute wrappings together. You know, I'm just up here keeping y'all entertained a little bit while you do so.
Couldn't she say, yeah, I remember Combs came into the room, he did this, he did that? No. The fact that she says, this is what I remember, this is what I don't remember, and then recounts just this bizarre alleged phone call, perhaps that makes this story even more credible. Plus, on top of the photographs of the different parts of this trip, that will help. She also explains, this is why I never came forward earlier, as why a lot of people didn't come forward earlier. It took something for him being locked up in a detention center for me to feel comfortable about coming forward. Also, from a legal point of view, it may become an issue to tie all of the negative things that have happened to her in her life to this alleged assault. Could be an issue, something that I think the defense would explore if this goes to trial. Now, let me go into what the causes of action or claims are in this complaint, what she's suing for. The first is a RICO or racketeering claim. So aside from the fact that Sean Combs is being criminally charged with racketeering conspiracy, we haven't seen one of these in a lawsuit against Diddy in a while. I remember that Sean Combs' former producer, Rodney Little Rod Jones, he filed under a RICO claim in his cause of action. He claims that he was sex trafficked and assaulted by Sean Combs. So this is an interesting cause of action. And racketeering is about a criminal enterprise or series of illegal activity. And as she lays out in this complaint, one category is dealing in obscene matter. Now here, Grayson says that all the defendants are 100% liable for what Combs allegedly did to her, that they financially benefited from Combs, that they provided him with the resources he needed to do this, and they didn't investigate or monitor him. The complaint reads, the support provided by the RICO orchestrators to defendant Combs was a lifeline that spearheaded and maintained the defendant Combs' depraved actions. Upon information and belief, the establishment of a business relationship with a prominent record label, Atlantic, prominent common carriers, Delta and Roger Smith Hotel, allowed for a distribution platform for all defendant Combs' business endeavors to disguise his true intentions with overly broad and vague in nature descriptions of activities. Defendants knew or should have known that defendant Combs had no intention to utilize the resources he received for business-related purposes, and they did not put any mechanism in place to ensure that their resources, specifically their publication, were not being used for any illegal activity.
And see, that's the problem right there within this case, right? Because here's where the other problem lies. What was his benefit for doing this to you? See, a lot of the other victims, there was a benefit to gain for them even allowing something to happen to them in a sense, right? A lot of them had something to try to gain from him in order for him to even want them. You know what I mean? A lot of the actual true ones are situations where he actually wanted these people, not necessarily even for just the purpose of the sex work, but he wanted to, you know, they came to him and look in hopes of furthering their career in some sort of way and building their hopes and taking them other places and, you know, making their hopes and dreams come true. That sort of thing, right? There is none of that here. What benefit does Diddy get from just graping you and going about his day? That is the part right there that, you know, makes it a little bit hard to believe as far as that goes. But like I said, I am team believe all victims. Let me also say that. I'm back. I just watched the Kim K video. You've got to do a breakdown of that because it's definitely yummy on steroids. Yes, we're going to be doing a full breakdown of that Kim K video tomorrow live on Twitch. Like I said, it is too protected for me to do it here on YouTube. I'm going to drop the Twitch link in the chat, as well as I will put it in the description of this particular pod. So definitely, once again, tomorrow about 4 or 5 o'clock, I will put the kite out again tomorrow afternoon with Twitch link, of course. Yo, tune in to Twitch. We are going over that Kim Kardashian video and only that video tomorrow afternoon. Merry Christmas to everybody. So, moving right along. Moving right along. Excuse me. Okay. I guess we'll get into some funny business.